exciting day. It's been about 6 weeks or so since the last time I put fertilizer down, but there's only one problem that I have, and it's the Milorganite shortage that I'm sure everyone who fertilizes their lawn with Milorganite knows about. Here in Utah, it's still not available. In fact, I just looked at the Walmart app and there's none to be found anywhere near me, even remotely near me. So for now, I have 2 bags left. Here they are right there. 2 bags left and maybe a little under a half a bag. And so to supplement that, I have these boxes right here. Let's open those up and I'll show you what I did, what I bought to go down with this Milorganite, and explain what my plan is for today. Okay, so here's what the plan is for today. I have these 2.5 bags of Milorganite left. These are my last 2.5 bags. Like I said, there's been a shortage. It's been hard to get. It's been really hard to get here. So about a month and a half or 2 months ago when I last applied Milorganite down on the yard, I went and picked up as many as I could from my local Walmart because it's the cheapest there. So these are the last 2.5 bags I have. To supplement my plan today, we're going to use another organic product. A lot of you've probably heard of this. This is Safer Brands Ringer Lawn Restore right here. So the plan for today is to use both of these products on the lawn. I'm going to go over the whole lawn at a half of the application rate for the Milorganite to use the rest of my Milorganite. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go over the whole yard again with half the application rate of the Ringer Lawn Restore to give myself a full application and be able to get full coverage and enough nitrogen, maybe a little bit more nitrogen than normal, but that's okay. We're gonna water it in pretty well. The reason I'm not doing the entire yard with a full application rate of the Ringer is because I want to use the Milorganite because the Milorganite has the iron in it, which gives that deep green color that I really like. One other thing to note here with the Ringer product is we're getting some potassium out of this. Our NPK here is 1006. So 6% of each bag here contains potassium or potash. And what that does is it stimulates the root growth here. They have a really nice graphic here. It will promote soil vitality and strong root development, and that's really what we want. I use Milorganite all year round. As you can see, it has a 640 on there, so there's no potassium in there. So all year, whenever I apply Milorganite, I'm not getting any potassium out of it, and so it's a good idea to incorporate this into your program to give your soil that potassium to help with root growth. The first step you want to take anytime that you're fertilizing the lawn is to make a trim pass around the entire perimeter of your yard. My spreader and other spreaders have a side spread control where you can cut off the way the spreader throws the fertilizer out so that it will only get the edges and throw into the grass rather than on the sidewalks and in the flower beds or anything like that. And so make that whole pass around your yard, and then you can go back through the middle of the yard and just throw back to that trim pass. And when you get to the end of that line, when you get to the trim pass line, you can just shut off the flow of the fertilizer. So I do have a little bit of Milorganite left. Let me show you just how much I have here. Probably about half a bag or so. If I ever have a little bit like that left over, I like to either take what's left and just kind of spread it out evenly in the front yard, just to get a little more of that color pop from the iron. But what I really like to do is run it up and down, whatever's left, all up and down the property line between me and my next door neighbor, as Alan Hain calls the domination line. We add a little bit more domination effect to that, and I really enjoy doing that. It works. And with the Milorganite, of course, you don't have to worry about putting too much down. The more you put down, the more I find, at least, the more it pops with that green color. Okay, just some final thoughts. Now that that's all done, it feels really good to get my fertilizer application down. I typically like to do that about every 6 weeks or so. It keeps the color consistent in the lawn, and I was excited to use Ringer as a supplement to my Milorganite, since it's hard to find right now. Hopefully it will be available before the end of the season, but I'm not quite sure that's really going to happen. So we'll just have to look forward to next year for that. One thing that I did notice is the consistency of Milorganite is much better than the consistency of the Ringer product. I found myself having to kind of help the spreader along every now and then. Usually at the beginning of every pass, I'd have to kind of bump it to make the material come out, the Ringer material come out. But other than that, it was nice to actually see the product go into the lawn. I could see where it was falling a little bit easier than I could with the Milorganite, since the Milorganite's black. Also, the Ringer material actually smells quite a bit better than the Milorganite. Of course, Milorganite, we all know, smells like success, and we're used to that, and we enjoy that, and we know what it is. But the Ringer is a little bit sweeter. My wife says it smells like rabbit food. That's probably true. It does have quite a bit more enjoyable smell to it. It's a lot more bearable, at least. So we'll look forward to our next application in 6 weeks and pick it up again next time. Thanks for watching.